Hey, welcome to my channel here. I'm gonna demonstrate on how to install a VM on Hyper-V, a VM for FortiNAC, so you can control your your network access control and all your WAPs, all your wireless. So this is from FortiNAC, but we want to make sure we have a VM because this is gonna be all virtualized. There's no hardware. Okay, so let's get started. I put a list down right here. So you go down and you have to get the image from FortiNAC from their website. You can subscribe for a free trial, a demo, and once you copy it down to your computer. In my case, I copied it to my SAN, my storage on actually my one of my drives on my server. I have 4 drives. There's another video I showed on how to copy over your images to your SAN on your RAID drives. I have RAID 5, so that's where my data's at. And then once you copy it over, configure the VM on Hyper-V, create a new virtual system until you select your generation 1, because otherwise it won't work. There's a document that Fortinet provides on the recommendations and the specs and the resources. So let's do 1, 2, 3, and then we'll stop at 3, and then we'll jump on 4 afterwards. So here's my Hyper-V, and I have two hosts. So one of my hosts is remote. First is not. I'm not in front of the host. So let's go ahead and do a VM. I'm gonna name it FortiNAC. The lab. So FortiNAC lab because this is a lab. I'm not in production. Generation 1, of course. If you do generation 2, it won't work for you guys. So, and that's a recommendation up to date right now. It's the image that they provide is a small image. It's a custom made image. They at one point they had CentOS Linux, so now they customized it and they removed a lot of the commands and they stripped it down. But just to let you guys know, there's 2 images you guys have to create. But right now we're doing 1 in this demonstration. And then let's give it 2 gigs of memory, which in the real production is going to take more. It takes up to like 16 gigs. That's the recommendation, depending on how the traffic is going to be. So I have an external lab switch, virtual switch already created. At this point, you guys should already have switches and your SANs and everything. So let's go ahead and continue. So I'm going to create the virtual disk, but I'm going to mount the drive, the image afterwards. I don't want to do it now. I just want to create it. I want to prep the image. Install the operating system later, of course. And gives me all the descriptions. So once it's doing that, let's read the document. Let's see where we're at now. So we're up to here, configuring the image generation. So let's go ahead and before I do 4, I'm gonna just take you guys in so we can. It's still running, so it could customize it. So we can customize it. Add a little bit more CPU power. Throw in the image. I didn't put that down because by then you guys should know where you guys are at. Once it's loaded up and we start up the image, then we start this 4, 5, and 6 configuring your VM. It prompts you to a password. Once you set a password, you log in and you have to configure the ports. Another thing I forgot to mention is here it goes, like it's already created. Another thing I forgot to mention is you have to have 2 NICs. So one port is for the configuration, or another port. The other port will be one port will be for the WAN, the other one for the LAN. So let's go into the settings before we log into it. So let's put the boot up so I can boot up to the drive. It already has memory 2 gigs. So this I want to boost it up to 2, just so I can be consistent with I have fair enough resources on my server. So the hard drives is going to be saved on this is my drive. This is where my server's pointing to. I don't want it to on my local computer because eventually I don't have this computer is not too powerful, and it's pointing to my. This is my server, so it's remotely pointing there. It's gonna save there. So let's go ahead and let's add another hard drive, and then let's get the image in. The image is also pointing. It's also I have it on the drive on the server on one of the RAID controller on one of the RAID drives because if I put it here, remember if I put it on the computer, it's gonna. I already learned that lesson. So we have to have. I separated all my ISOs on my um, on my server because this is where I have my storage. So you guys can do it differently. You guys can do it on a local computer, but just remember if you beef up that resources, is gonna your system will crash. So yeah, that's why you have to have it remotely. So here is my image here. Let's go. Let's keep going. This is my image. So remember I mentioned two hard drives, right? And two NICs. So this is we're gonna start out with the OS. Apply. I'm gonna remove this DVD. We don't need a DVD. But I'm gonna add another drive. And this is where the other drive. This is where my data, where the logs are going to be backed up. So their recommendations is two drives, two NIC cards, and enough memory and CPU power. So and this is where I'm going to show you guys. This is I downloaded these two images. So this one, data drive, this is where the logs are going to be backed up. So we have two drives. Apply. We have two drives. We have the NIC. Here's the NIC. This is my VLAN right here. So this is where we're going to connect. They're all it's going to be on the same VLAN as my domain controller and all my clients because it's a lab. But if it was in a production, you would want to separate your VLANs. Make sure you segregate and you control your VLANs. That way you don't have traffic on your same VLAN. So you have a different VLAN just for this network access controller. So let's do this. Apply. Let's get our other NIC card here, network adapter. And this one that's connected to the same switch, same VLAN. We'll add it to the same VLAN. Okay, you need to have it at the same VLAN because it triggers down to the from the host down to it's a VTagging. So whoever knows. I'm not gonna go over that. That's a different topic. So you want it on the same VLAN. You want a VLAN tag so it can trickle down to your host. All right, and now it seems like I'm gonna fire it up. Everything. So this is exactly what our settings should be. So let's go and fire it up. And once we connect, the image is going to kick in, and it takes like 2-3 minutes for the image to install on the act to prep the OS. Here it goes. Let me. I don't want to get sidetracked. Okay, ready? Let's start this. So let me bring it a little bit. Zoom it up for you guys. Oh, it's at 200 already. Okay, so it's gonna be loading up. This might take a minute or two. I'm gonna pause it just so for the sake of time on the video. I'll pause it for a minute or two, and then I'll pause it once I see all the loads, the image running through. All right, we're back. I paused it real quick, so now it finished loading. As you guys can see, It takes you directly to the login once it completes. So let's go ahead and let's look at the document real quick. That document, we're up to here, configure the password. So the password is blank. Look at that. The password is blank. So the username is admin, password is blank. Now let me see if it's gonna ask me. Okay. I did create a password already. Okay, let me try it again. I had the caps on. So okay, so we're logged in now. So let's go ahead and view what we have right now. I did do one earlier and I deleted it, so hopefully the settings didn't roll over, because I know I have to go into the program data file to remove it, but that'll be another topic. Let's see what we have right now. Yeah, so I already set these ports up. Port 1, port 2, you see this port 1 is the first port, the second port is where the WAN's gonna go in, and we have to make sure that both of these have static IP and they're up and running. So let's go ahead and just a real quick, let me show you guys the video here. So we're here at this point. So let's configure I'm gonna drop this document in the description so whoever is first timer setting this up. So let's do a config. Config system interface. That gets you in, and now let's go into the port 1. Edit port 1. And so that's not a command. Once you're in here, you're gonna do set. And let's open up the document. So we did port 1, set IP. I'm going to change it to 26. I know that 26 is open. 25 is one of the domain controllers, just so you guys can see. So IP. And then let's put the subnet. So my subnet mask is /24. And then once you set that IP, we're gonna make sure we say next and end. Well, as soon as you hit end, you're gonna save the configurations. You don't have to type in that whole config save. That saves the config. Now let's look at to see if it changed it. There we go. You see this 26. I'm not gonna do port 2. I just wanted to demonstrate 26 since I already done it, and it gave me this gateway. So this is how you will configure the ports on your interface, right? On the VM, because this is not a host. So this is not a physical host where they're gonna be that. The company FortiNAC will come in and configure their side. Once they configure their side, then you guys will monitor all your wireless and all your apps on your company. So let's go open up the document. Oh, here's another one I forgot to mention. So we have to make sure we give ping, HTTPS, and SSH, because if we don't allow it, we're not going to be able to remote into the port. So let's go back into. I think I already done it, but let's just double check. let's look at everything. So 1, 2. Let's see. This is where I'm going to configure the gateway, but I've already configured it. But I'll run it again just so we can make sure we're on the same page here. So let's do config. Let's go into the route. Config. Okay, so here's our interface. Our interface, and this is where I was saying set allow access HTTP, ping, and SSH. You have to make sure we set those two because we won't be able to remote in. And that concludes this video. And I'm gonna drop these notes down. And on the second video, I'm gonna start remoting in through Windows Admin Center. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I'm gonna try to perfect it more once I get more going. All right, have a good one.